What if a person like Adolf Hitler was born in this generation? It's a chilling thought, one that requires a journey back to the 1930s, a time of political turmoil and economic hardship in Germany, a time that saw the rise of Hitler. His ascent to power was not an overnight phenomenon, but a culmination of several factors. The political climate was ripe for the rise of a strong, charismatic leader. There was widespread disillusionment with the Weimar Republic, and Germany was grappling with the punitive terms of the Treaty of Versailles. The economic conditions, too, were dire. The Great Depression had hit Germany hard, leaving millions unemployed and desperate. Now, let's bring this scenario into the 21st century. Today's global political landscape is vastly different. Democracy has taken root in many parts of the world, and economic conditions, while still challenging, are not as desperate. Yet, one can't help but wonder, is it possible for a person like Hitler to rise to power in today's world? In the digital age, the tools of influence have changed. Imagine a person with Hitler's charisma and malevolent ideology, armed with the power of modern technology. Social media platforms, with their billions of users, could become the new Nuremberg rallies, a place where dangerous ideas can be spread far and wide with just a click. Misinformation, presented as alternative facts, could be disseminated rapidly, seeding doubt and discord, and creating a fertile ground for extremist ideologies to take root. The phenomenon of fake news, driven by algorithms that prioritize sensationalism over truth, could be exploited to manipulate public opinion on a massive scale. In this hyper-connected world, echo chambers and filter bubbles could reinforce and amplify these harmful ideologies, creating a divisive and polarized society. And all this could happen with a level of efficiency and reach that Hitler could only have dreamed of. The power of digital platforms to sway public opinion cannot be underestimated. Populism, a political approach that appeals to the ordinary person, has seen a resurgence in recent years. It's a powerful tool, capable of moving mountains, or in this case masses. An individual like Hitler, born today, might very well employ such a strategy to win hearts and minds. Around the globe, we've seen an upsurge in populist leaders. They tap into the frustrations of the everyday citizen, voicing their concerns on a global stage. They promise to challenge the status quo, to fight against the perceived injustices of the elite. In a similar vein, a modern-day Hitler could potentially harness this populist sentiment. By positioning himself as the voice of the people, he could gain widespread support, even adoration. By promising change, he could rally the masses behind him. But here's the catch. Populism is a double-edged sword. It can be used for good, sure, but in the wrong hands, it can pave the way for authoritarianism. The appeal of populist leaders in our modern society is a phenomenon that cannot be ignored. Democracy, often considered the best defense against authoritarianism, is not foolproof. It's a system that, in its purest form, gives power to the people. But what happens when that power is manipulated by a charismatic leader? It's a frightening thought, isn't it? Picture this, a charismatic individual possessing a silver tongue, promising to solve all of society's problems. Sounds too good to be true, right? But that's exactly how a person like Hitler could rise to power, even in a democratic society. Yet, don't lose hope. The beauty of democracy lies in its checks and balances. It's these safeguards that prevent one person from monopolizing power. Independent judiciary, free press, and the right to vote. These are the pillars that could stand against the rise of an authoritarian leader. So, while democracy can be manipulated, it also holds the power to resist such manipulation. Democracy, while imperfect, remains a vital safeguard against authoritarianism. In conclusion, the possibility of a person like Hitler rising to power in today's society cannot be dismissed outright. We've explored the hypothetical birth of a modern-day Hitler and the potential tools of influence, such as social media, that could be exploited. We've delved into the power of populism, a political strategy that can be a double-edged sword, capable of both uniting and dividing societies. We've also examined the role of democracy, a system that, while designed to safeguard our freedoms, can be manipulated if we are not vigilant. While the circumstances of today are vastly different from the 1930s, the digital age presents new challenges that could potentially enable the rise of a person with destructive ideologies. The past has taught us that it is possible for one person to wield immense power and cause catastrophic damage. It's our responsibility to stay vigilant and protect our societies from the rise of such destructive ideologies.